I think this claim is going to be well over $2 million. Legitimately, this house needs to come down. That is just pure soot.
The insurance company originally agreed to gut the house down to the studs, clean and encapsulate it. But unfortunately, we found more damage than the insurance company saw.
It just looks like a normal house, nothing going on. Now you're going to really understand how insidious this puffbacks can be. Hey Jeff, good to see you again.
Hey Buzz, good to see you.
We're out here in Marion, Mass. Believe it or not, this is a fire job. We're going to take you inside and show it to you in a minute. So give me a little history behind this one.
So no one was home, and unfortunately had a major puffback. So there's
What's a puffback?
So it's a backfire of the furnace in the oil system, and it created black soot throughout this entire house. So from the outside, when you pull up, you think there isn't any damage and everything looks great until you open the door and you get a whiff, and there is black. It's pressurized, and it totally destroyed this house.
We're estimating it ran for 3 to 4 days.
Yeah. The caretaker, I believe, was there the week before, and then when he came back the next week, this is what he opened the doors to.
Right. So now we're going to go inside and show you. Again, I want you to see the outside. It just looks like a normal house, nothing going on. Now you're going to really understand how insidious this puffbacks can be. Yeah, so Jeff, now we're on the inside. So as you can see, obviously tremendous amount of soot in this house. Oil puffback, oil furnace. Right below here, it's in the basement. Older house, you know, lots of drafts, right? And an old forced hot air system fired by oil. So when it malfunctioned, it must have either sheared the heat exchanger down there or done something. So it literally was pumping, not only was pumping the soot, but it was also carbon monoxide for sure, right? And so you can see, like, look inside that cabinet. That was a closed cabinet. You can see the pressure. So you can see these lines here. Look right here. You can see these lines where the smoke was actually pressurized and pushing through this closed door. So this door was closed like that. You can see the line on the back of the door from where the shelf was, and you can see the lines, the striations there going across the floor. That's how much pressure was here. And then look at this vent, right? I mean, that is just pure soot.
Oof.
Right?
If you look at the mantle, you can see what it was pictures on top of that, and the outline of the soot. It's completely black.
Right. So the entire house, and we're going to go down the basement in a minute, but the entire top floor, entire first floor, second floor, and part of the attic is completely covered in this soot. So the reason we're here today is the insurance company originally agreed to do what?
So the insurance company originally agreed to gut the house down to the studs, clean and encapsulate it. But unfortunately, we found more damage than the insurance company saw, so we came back today to show the insurance company why the house needs to be taken down.
This house was framed in the early 1900s, rough cut floor joists, not smooth, right? Then 1x8 tongue and groove at a 45-degree angle, pine boards, and then the house was framed on top of that. So platform construction, modern construction, but old school materials. And what's happened because of the pressure, and we'll go down and look, what's happened is that smoke is driven between the top of the floor joist and the subfloor. There is smoke trapped there, and then inside the tongue and the groove of the 1x8 is smoke trapped in there, and then on top of that, there's cracks in the 1x8 from drying out over the years, and that's full of soot as well. So the argument was that I made today was,
great argument,
how in the world can you remediate that with the house still here? Because remember, this was framed, first the floor joist, then the 1x8, then everything was framed on top of that. All the outside walls, all the interior partitions, everything, right? So how do you get that 1x8 out of this area, including going under the outside walls, without taking the house down?
That's correct. And you know, the insurance company may say we could bring in an engineer to lift the house and have another alternative method, but at the end of the day, the cost, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, not only that, but this is a massive center chimney here, right? So what do we do with that? Because the floor joists are hung off this chimney, right? So if we're jacking up the outside walls, that means all this is encapsulating the chimney all the way up, including through the roof, right? Even if you jacked it an inch, you're going to destroy this chimney, right? It's an old brick chimney. It can't take that kind of, you just can't do that, right? So again, I'm going to call it a fairy tale, maybe. Let's see if they agree, right? But you know, that's why I wanted you to come today so we could film this and document it, because maybe they agree or maybe there's part 2
Yeah,
when we come back
they don't.
with a consultant
Right.
to tell us
What?
some dream that they've, some pipe dream they've come up with for dealing with this soot. So again, the point of the story is just because it doesn't look like much in the beginning. I mean, honestly, you walk through this house, you're like, yeah, it's bad, it's sooted, but I've seen worse.
Absolutely.
We've both seen worse.
Yeah.
The walls are, there's a heat line. There really wasn't much heat here.
No.
It was just soot, right, and pressure, right? I mean, sometimes you go in, there's a 2-foot heat line down the wall, and the light bulbs are bent because they melted. You know what I mean?
The fire put itself out.
Yeah. So this is not a hot fire, but there's that insidious damage, especially when you have this amount of soot, right? And again, if this was, your typical fire where maybe the floor joist caught on fire, it would have been localized to one area, right? And you could have maybe just, let's pretend it was under here.
Yeah, you could cut this open.
Yeah, you could have done this room, right, and maybe snuck a few boards underneath and been done, right? But the way this house is framed and what the type of damage it is, it's impossible to get to all that soot. So let's go down to the basement. I just want to kind of buckle and brace that argument. So now, now we're down in the basement. Obviously, this is the furnace that malfunctioned. As you can see, completely sooted up, black cobwebs hanging everywhere. Pressurized the entire ductwork system, escaped the ductwork as well, and completely sooted out the house. And so if you look straight up here, right, there's a classic example of what I'm talking about, right? So you've got this tongue and groove, it's spaced now, right? And that soot is 100%, we did a test cut upstairs, is 100% trapped inside that tongue and that groove. And a lot of these boards are split because they've dried out over the years. Actually, now I'm looking at that crack's pretty fresh, right? So maybe that's from the heat and drying out. Right, so pretty wild, definitely unusual due to the extent of the damage, but legitimately this house needs to come down in order to remediate it.
And without having people like myself and Buzz involved to represent you and help you through this process, a regular homeowner wouldn't know any different. Sure, let's take the first money the insurance company offered. Looks good, without knowing what was really happening.
Yeah,
because the insurance company didn't bring this to our attention.
No.
We had to bring it to their attention.
No, they would have thrown a number, right? Oh, we're gonna get the house rebuild it, here's whatever, 800 grand. I think this claim's gonna be well over $2 million. The point of the story is, we said this before, just because they say it's so.
You don't have to believe it, and just because their experts say something, you don't have to believe it either.
Right.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Right, and you want to bring in someone on your team, right? And that's why I tell people, you call Jeff right away. All right, well, I look forward to the conclusion of this one. Give me a shake over here.
All right, buddy, let's see what we can do.
Yeah.